some truth in it. Especially on the idea that you're going to keep working as a graduate student. I always tell the PhD students that what you're doing is trying to get tenure. Forget about the PhD. That'll sort of fall in place, but you got to keep working hard because the tenure clock starts when you arrive at UT or years ago at Purdue. And the longer you take in the PhD program, the more time you have to earn the tenure at whatever university you end up with. So let me make a few other comments. First, I'm actually up for post-tenure review. So the last time I was up for post-tenure review, I got some award from AIS. So the problem I have is the next time I'm up for post-tenure review, some committee better come up for it. Win, and I have to have the right timing. So every time you go up for post-tenure review, you have to show what new things you've accomplished, and of course getting these awards look good. I want to make a few comments. I'm not going to get into the Mendelssohn-Benbasat debate, although I mentioned we have an article in MIS Quarterly I did with St. Gunn on arguing for strategic ambiguity, which I think probably follows IAM's thinking on the subject. In terms of further things, I want to thank my wife, who's tolerated my strange, hard-working behavior for over 50 years.
I'm videotaping.
The succession of PhD students I've had since 1964, a large number of PhD students, and actually quite a few of the earlier PhD students are already retired, so I'm sort of in a situation of meeting former students who are emeritus, so they're sort of wondering why I keep hanging in there. I'll make a few comments I scribbled down on the program. I think that in some ways we're in the best of times in terms of these new developments in technology, emergence of companies like Google, Twitter, the developments in social networks, which I think offer tremendous research challenges, research opportunities, and also they offer potential for us to rebuild our curriculum. I remember in the boom period, just before the bust of the technology in the 2000 period, and our undergraduate and MBA classes were just overrun with students. I even, in my PhD seminar, probably got up to 30 students because it was such a frenzy. Of course, Kannan and Brewer were probably threatened by students if they didn't let them in their classes. And that sort of disappeared with the bust. And I thought, and I still think, that with the sort of emerging boom in the high-tech area, as we see today with tremendous valuations of Facebook and Twitter, and of course the real stock market valuations of Google, and continuing hanging on to Microsoft, that we'd have lots of opportunity to have classes that would attract MBA students. But for some reason we don't, so I leave that as a dilemma for people who are more knowledgeable in the curriculum area. The thing that maybe I just comment on is that we are in a recession. I mean a recession in the IS field. It's very difficult to convince deans to give us positions. They'll hand 7 positions to finance, although we think for the time being, are very limited. Well, in our field, it seems like there's always opportunities, but the deans resist because we don't have this adequate MBA program. The one thing that I think has been very positive in the last couple of years is the emergence of what we would call our Ben Bernanke. The person who's kind of giving us liquidity in the field is really Samba and ISR, and probably Olive with MIS Quarterly. Meaning that with ISR, if you look at the journal, you look at the backlog, it looks fantastic in the sense that if you get a paper accepted today, it may be several years before it gets published, although I guess we had this new announcement of more pages. So that, in a sense, is something that shows that the field is very vibrant in terms of research, and the journal is very active at processing papers, getting papers through. Either, of course, some of them are unfortunately rejected, but many are accepted, and that then gives the opportunity for junior faculty to eventually get tenure. There was a period when ISR had no backlog and people waited years before they would get a review back. And if that had persisted, I think this meeting would probably have people all over the age of 40. There'd be no really young people here because they would have gotten wiped out in the tenure process. So we have, in some sense, the opportunity to, at least at the research level, to really have a fantastic present and future with all sorts of new things arising, and the journals, I think, functioning in a very effective way. So I think there are a lot of positive things to look forward to, and if we could fix up the MBA program, we'd probably really be the booming field that we should be. Thanks.